Hey everybody, Joe here with Candid the Movies, and this is my top 10 for 2024. Listen, I know it was a different type of year. There were no real movies that kind of stayed with me like the year before, like, you know, um, Everything Everywhere All at Once or something like that. But there were some good films. So I would like to recommend 10, and I do have an honorable mention for you. Um, just because, you know, it's good to see good movies. Now, this list is actually a bit more horror heavy than I thought it was going to be, but this was a good year for horror. It's actually been a minute since it's been a good year for horror, so 2024 was a good year for that. So we'll start with number 10, Piece by Piece. Piece by Piece is actually a biopic made into a Lego movie about Pharrell, and I really enjoyed it. I not only enjoyed the movie, but I also kind of remember it more because there was an actual evacuation because of a fire at my movie theater. Go back a few months and you'll see what I'm talking about. But yeah, it was a really good movie. Really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed learning about Pharrell's life. Number 9, We Live in Time, starring Andrew Garfield and Florence Pugh. That is a romantic drama. And bring your tissue with you if you want to watch this movie. But it is definitely a good one for dates and everything like that. But you will definitely be feeling your feelings. Number 8, Monkey Man. Monkey Man, starring Dev Patel. Honestly, I don't feel like I'm talking about, for me, I don't feel like it's one of the best movies in the year, but it did have one of the most lasting effects on me, which is the reason why I made my list. Dev Patel did a wonderful job with this, with his acting, with his fighting, and the choreography. The action was amazing, and it kept me going non-stop. And the story was pretty good too. Number 7, Smile 2. Now here's a horror film starring Naomi Scott. If anyone has seen Smile 1, then you know what to expect with Smile 2, but you do get some twists and turns. And in some cases, I didn't even realize where we were, because once everything ended, I was very confused as to where we were headed next. And I think for this, it actually works, because I think, it kind of takes like what you expected from Smile 1 and just really kind of flips it on its head. So I really think that this was a really good film. Number 6, Heretic, starring Hugh Grant, Sophie Thatcher, and Chloe East. This is another horror film, but it's one that makes you think. It is a psychological horror, and if you're not willing to ask yourself some of these questions about spirituality and stuff like that, I don't recommend it to you. But for those of us who are curious and are also interested in horror, I definitely recommend it to you. Number 5, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, starring Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth. Now, Furiosa, that movie was a blockbuster. Still something that I would watch. I actually bought it I got it for Christmas. My wife bought it for me, the Blu-ray. So I would definitely recommend watching Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, as often as you can. It's a great movie. It's a great film. And it's a great way to kick off the day or end the day. Number 4, Wild Robot, starring Lupita Nyong'o, Kit Connor, and Stephanie Sue. This is the only animated movie that I have on here, unfortunately. But Wild Robot definitely took my heart, and it's something that I'll never forget. Something I need to watch again for sure. It's you'll never realize how emotional a robot can be until you see what Lupita did with her character in Wild Robot. Number 3, Dune 2. Dune 2 starring Timothée Chalamet and Zendaya. Dune 2 is just an epic blockbuster, and I'm looking forward to the third iteration of Dune. Um, it's a force. Dune is a force to be reckoned with in the sci-fi community. Um, the movie itself was amazing. The shots were just breathtaking. You gotta see it in IMAX if you can, and if you can't, you gotta check it out in like some Ultra 4K, some Blu-rays, something. Because I don't know if streaming would actually do it justice. It is absolutely amazing, and I think that the plot was actually really good too. Threw me for some loops, so I really enjoyed it. Number 2, Alien Romulus, starring Kaylee Spaney and David Johnson. I think David Johnson, I need to see David in some more things. But Alien Romulus is a sci-fi horror that is a prequel to the Alien series, and it's amazing. I've watched it 3 times. It's probably not going to be the last time. I feel like sometimes with these alien films, you kind of get, some ups and downs, but this one was definitely an up. So I do highly recommend it. And number 1 for the year, Nosferatu, starring Billy Skarsgård, Willem Dafoe, Lily Rose Depp, Nicholas Hoult. It's a amazing horror film, dealing with vampires and the like, but it wasn't as scary as some people would think. I think that even if you're not into horror, you could actually handle this film. There are some jump scares, but that's about it. Nothing that'll really like rattle you, but I definitely enjoyed Nosferatu, which is the reason why it gets the top spot for the year. And it deserves several watches. It really does. Now, for my honorable mention, I have Maxine, starring Mia Goth and Giancarlo Esposito. It's another horror film, but it takes you back. It kind of reminds you of the old school horror films. And, it's set in the 80s, so it's kind of gritty and everything. It's real and it's psychological as well. You can also kind of see some of these things happening in real life as well. So definitely recommend that as an honorable mention. But you all, go down in the comments. Let me know what you all thought about my top 10 lists and what your top 10 lists would look like. I've been Joe with Candid the Movies. Please click that like, share, and subscribe, as well as hit that notification bell. Y'all take care and have a fantastic day. Peace.